What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me, on this hot sunny day. I've got my shade set up, keeping me cool until my shade tree kicks in about noontime. I got some clouds passing overhead, but as soon as I do move this shade, my luck, the sun will come out full blast, just like it's doing right now. So I'm leaving that up to be on the safe side right now so I don't melt out here. But we got jelly testing on the agenda today, and this one right here should be a really interesting 38 special test. So of course the jelly contraption set up, ready to roll with a couple of chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done one test so far in this front block. I flipped it around though, so we got plenty of room up here in the front. I'll leave a link above if y'all hadn't seen that one. It did sneak into this second block, but I think we'll be okay with this stuff right here. I might be a little bit too overconfident, but I think we're gonna be all right. I'm sticking with the heavy clothing barrier, of course. It's got a layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And what we got here is some good old 38 special. Now y'all know this is what I call one of the problem calibers. There's just a few of them that's really tough to get good performance consistently from an expanding round, especially from a shorter barrel. Hopefully what we got out here today is going to be an exception to the rule. As you can see, we got some CorBon Glaser Pow'RBall. Now y'all know I've tested a couple different rounds of this Pow'RBall already, 9mm and honestly I forget the other one, but whatever it was, they both did really well, Pow'RBall and the urban response. So I'm hoping for more good stuff from this one. Again, this is the 38 special plus P. They're saying 100 grain projectile. Now they've got 1150 feet per second. I know you might be saying, well, that ain't real spicy to be calling it plus P, but according to their website, the test barrel for that was 1.875 inches. So I'm hoping that is true and we get some really good performance from these shorter barrels. There you can see the projectile brass case, and it's got that polymer ball in the front of it there. It's got a nice, really deep V-shaped cavity up underneath that ball. So again, in the past, from what I've tested so far, that ball did exactly what it was supposed to do. Got out of the way once it got started into the gel and got some really nice expansion. Now I'm actually keeping it on the shorter side for both of the barrels out of this one right here. For the shortest, we got the 2-inch barrel Taurus 856, and then for a little bit longer one, we got a 3-inch barreled Smith Wesson 686 plus. Now this obviously is chambered in 357 Magnum. This 6 is actually the only thing I have chambered dedicated for 38 special. So this should be a good one right here. Normally I'm very worried about 38 special, but just based on the past performance from this Pow'RBall, I'm feeling pretty confident in this stuff. But let me get it all set up and let's see what happens. All right, let's see if these Pow'RBalls come up with the right number. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each barrel length, starting with this 2-inch first. Remember, the box is saying 1150 out of 1.875, so we ought to see that right here. Those of y'all that are not familiar with this lab radar, you're gonna see multiple numbers on the screen. The large one's at the muzzle, and then you got 5 across the bottom. One of them is set here at 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is at 10 feet. And then you got 10, 15, 25, and 50. Let's see what we can get from this little 2-inch. Hopefully we get that 1150. Whoo, that's some loud stuff. 1337. 1311. 1325. 1287 was that? That was 4. And 1320, good time of day, y'all. That is some loud stuff for sure, and definitely spicy, as you can see. Now, what I will say is it's pretty mild recoil, really mild recoil, honestly, compared to the velocity and numbers right there. Let's check out this average. All right, y'all, definitely no worry about the hitting 1150. We had a 5-round average of 1,316 feet per second out of that 2-inch 856, an extreme spread of 50 with a standard deviation of 18.7, so not bad consistency either out of a 2-inch revolver, and that right there is smoking along. So let's get this reset and see what the 3-inch does. All right, let's see what this 3-inch does. I'm already very happy about what I saw out the 2-inch. This stuff right here is moving on, y'all. Let's see how much faster it gets with this one. I mean, it's loud, buddy. 1362, 1394, 1361, 1379, And 1390, this is some sure enough loud stuff for sure. Now, it's a little louder in general because, like I mentioned before, these X cores in general are louder across the board than the GS Extremes I've usually been using, but I can still tell that these are definitely some loud rounds right here. But again, very, very mild recoil, and that's some nice velocity. Let's check out the average. All right, so that time our 5-round average was 1,377. We had one of them right there at 1,394, so knocking on the door of 1,400, extreme spread of 33, and a standard deviation of 15.3. So this is going to be some really good stuff in the gel. I have no doubt about it. 1,377 here, and if you remember on the 2-inch, it was 1,316, so you're talking about 61 feet per second, adding the extra inch of barrel. That makes sense for an extra inch of barrel around that kind of velocity added, so right where we should be. I'm very, very pleased to see this velocity. I think both of them are going to do a fantastic job in the gel, but let's get this all set up. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's lucky number jelly time. I'm gonna put one from each barrel length into the gel, starting with this 2-inch first. I think both of these are gonna do some really nice stuff down here. Let's see what happens. It went right where I wanted, and I think it came out. Let me go check it out. Yeah, sure enough, it exited stage left on us. I was hoping to avoid any shenanigans today, but looks like it ain't gonna happen. Let's send another one. I didn't even have words for that one, y'all. If I would have said any words, I'd have had to do a lot of editing right there. That went into pretty much the exact same place, as you can see. Let me move it over and quit being so doggone stingy. All right, that should be somewhere where I can see it. Let me go check it out. All right, finally, that one right there will do the job. And it's actually in a pretty good spot, believe it or not, where you can see everything. So I don't know why I was being so stingy. I ain't got nothing else to put on the back side of here. So I'm gonna try to move this over a little bit and get it where we can still see it. All right, that should be in a perfect spot. Let's go see what we got down there. All right, let's check this stuff out, y'all. A little bit messy here in the front, but believe it or not, you can see both of the tracks that are important. The one on the very bottom right there, that was the one that I finally put in the right place with the Taurus, the 2-inch, and then the one on the very top in the back behind those is actually the one through the 686 Plus. So very, very nice performance from both of these. I want to say I had no doubt. I always have a little bit of doubt because 38 Special is one of my problem calibers that I call it, but just based on the performance from these Pow'RBalls and really all of the CorBon that I've tested recently, I figured these were going to do a really nice job, and they did a fantastic job. So again, the one down here on the bottom, that's out of the 2-inch. The other two right here are the 2-inch also, and they look pretty much the same, so there's no doubt they did a really nice job. But this one comes in here, dumps the little plastic ball right there. Nice disruption. Carries on through this first block. Looks like it's about 1.5 inches shy of the end of this first block, and looks like some really nice expansion from it. And then, like I say, that one in the back there, not the very top, but right there on top of all this cluster, that's the one through the 686 3-inch. Again, very nice energy transfer right there. You can see the little polymer ball. You can see the other little polymer ball right there. I think we might have lost the one out of this really close to the edge, but all three of them looks like they dumped the polymer ball almost the exact same distance, probably about 1 inch to 1.25 inches. But again, very nice disruption all the way through its channel there. And this one here goes a little bit further. It's about 1/4 inch as far as forward momentum from the end of this first block. And once again, looks like some really nice expansion. But as far as the penetration on it, the one from the 2-inch 856 is out here at 14.5 inches. So absolutely perfect penetration there. The one from the 686 Plus is at 15 3/4. So again, very, very nice penetration from both of those. Close-up look here is a little bit tricky from this front view, but you'll get a really good picture from above. But again, on the very bottom, that's the 2-inch 856. The very top, that's the 3-inch 686 plus. If you follow them on through here, you can see both of them got some really nice expansion. You can see the forward momentum there as far as the penetration. I don't know if I showed you the little polymer balls. There they are. You can see 2 of them there and then 1 of them down there on the bottom. And if we look from above here, you can get a little clearer picture. This one right there, that's the 686. This one is the 856. So we'll follow both of those. You can see very nice disruption from both of them all the way through that track. And once again, really nice expansion from them. All right, let's take a look at these projectiles, y'all. Really nice stuff here again. This one right here is from the 856, the 2-inch. This one from the 686, 3-inch. The 856 actually looks like it's got maybe a little bit more expansion. It's hard to say, probably about the same. It just looks different because of this pedal not peeled back on that one for whatever reason. But both of these, fantastic expansion as you can see, really, really nice. I think the combination of these being a little bit lighter weight at 100 grains, that nice velocity and that polymer ball definitely did the trick. But let's weigh them up and see if we got any loss. I don't think we did. I don't see anything in the gel. This one here from the 3-inch 686 is at 99.8 grains. This one from the 2-inch 856 is 100.2. So I would say absolutely no loss on either one of those, just manufacturing tolerances. And then as far as your sizes, these are probably going to be really similar. We'll start with this 856. You got 570 at the biggest part there and 531, so really nice expansion right there from a 2-inch barrel. And then from your 3-inch 686, you got 513 and 520. So again, very, very nice expansion from these, especially being from shorter barrels. And there you go, y'all, the CorBon Glaser Pow'RBall 100 grain 38 special plus P. Very nice performance from this stuff if you ask me. 38 special again is one of what I call the problem calibers as far as an expanding round, especially from a shorter barrel. A lot of times you just look at inconsistent velocity, low velocity, just too low to get the projectile to act right. But these right here had exactly what they needed, and I would personally have no problem putting these in a snubby revolver. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up right there for a really good 38 special test. Very glad to see this stuff perform so well out of the shorter barrels, especially 38 special, my problem caliber I like to call it, but this CorBon Pow'RBall knocked it out of the park. I've really been pretty impressed lately with all the CorBon stuff I've tested, no matter the caliber, 9, 40, now 38 special. I've got a few other ones to test from them, but they really have been putting in some good performance. Like I also mentioned from this stuff right here, definitely a loud report, but very, very mild recoil for the nice energy that you're getting, because this stuff's got some nice energy to be out of a 2-inch snub nose revolver. So taking all that in consideration, this stuff's got some really, really mild recoil. But let me know down in the comments what y'all think about it. Any of y'all out there actually carry any of this Pow'RBall in 38 special or some other caliber? If you do carry a 38 special, especially a snub nose like this, what are you carrying it right now? And are you considering some of this Pow'RBall after seeing the performance? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got those notifications turned on so you get notified when I upload stuff. Like I always remind you, if you're doing some shopping, take a second and check out those affiliate links in the video description. Anything you buy after hitting those links up down there, I get a kickback from them toward the channel, so I really appreciate that. Once again, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got one more interesting test planned for out here in this heat today, so stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.